So what are the different steps involved in due diligence? So yeah, sure, there can be a business due diligence where you want to see that, okay, these guys, are their clients happy? This business is claiming that they have served these many clients. Do they have so many clients? They are saying that this provides services or products to these big companies. Do they actually give such a service? So that is a business due diligence. After that, there can be a legal due diligence. Legal is last, then financial and technology due diligence, everything. And then finally, there is also a legal due diligence. Okay, so what are the different steps involved in a due diligence, right? So first, before doing anything else, you need to understand the transaction and the deal structure. What is the deal that we are getting into? Okay, is it an acquisition? Is it an investment? So for example, is it am I investing in a listed company? Am I listed in a private company? Am I investing in a company and investing, let's say, only 5% and promoter owns 95%? Or am I investing in a company which recently raised investment, a due diligence was done 6 months back and they are raising another round? So now, if I'm doing another due diligence, then parties may not be interested in going into so much of details. They only may say, we are under limited due diligence for the last 6 months or last 1 year. Okay. Sometimes you are doing a due diligence because you are only buying 5% in a company or 2% equity of a company, and you're not spending too much money. So you might say, I don't want to do a very detailed due diligence. I want a limited diligence, only this much. Okay. However, if you are buying 90% of a company or you're buying 51% of a company, in such circumstances, you might have a very high level of due diligence because the promoter is getting out of the company. You will be left with the company. So you need to make sure that everything is fine, everything is in order. Otherwise, it is all your problem later on, right? So this is why due diligence, it depends a lot on the transaction and the deal structure. Another example I can give you how it depends on a deal structure is that imagine that there is a acquisition of shares, right? So you imagine there is an acquisition of shares of a company. That is one situation. Another situation is that you are actually buying the assets of a company, a slump sale. Imagine you're buying a factory in a slump sale and you're not buying the shares. So in these two circumstances, what documents you will be looking into would be completely different. It will not be the same. Okay. So it's very important to understand the transaction and the deal structure before you even start to think of doing a due diligence. Okay. So because depending on that, the detail level of the due diligence may change. Okay. Next thing is that you set the parameters for due diligence. You said that, okay, I am going to look into last 7 years of documents or 10 years of documents or 3 years of documents. Okay. That's very important to decide before doing due diligence. Okay. In case of tax, we'll look into 7 years, but corporate, we'll look into only 3 years. So these kind of decisions are taken between the parties before the due diligence starts. Okay. All these parameters are set before the due diligence happens. Okay. Then there is something called an information requisition, right? So now it is with the lawyers, and the lawyers request for information. First, the lawyer will study this company and research on the company and identify what all laws apply to them. What are the laws with which this company is supposed to comply? For example, a pharmaceuticals company and telecom company would be complying with different sets of laws. Some laws will be exactly same, but a lot of laws are different. Sector-specific laws would be different. So you have to look at that. Okay, that what is the information that we want from this company? Depending on the business, it may vary. Depending on the industry, it may vary. Okay. So you prepare an information requisition list, which is a list of questions, a list of documents that you want from the other side. You prepare this exhaustive list and give it to them. And it is highly likely that there will be another round of information you request second time and third time. But first you request some things, and based on what you receive, Some of the things you will receive, some of the things you will not receive. You'll go through those documents, and then you might want more documents from what you have read and what you have realized about this company. You might ask for some more documents. This is also part of the due diligence process. Okay. Document review. So obviously during the due diligence, you are reviewing the documents you have received. You will also review the explanations you receive. Maybe a certain document is not there and the company provides an explanation. So you have to take all of this into account and come to a conclusion. Based on the conclusion, you will be drafting a due diligence report